Shall we say? Welcome back to part 2 of the FV4005, or the whatever you want to call it, that everyone keeps reminding me that it's called in the game. A few people are a little bit confused as to what we were doing, and probably I could have explained it slightly better, but obviously at the minute the FV4005 is sat on the wrong hull. It's actually sat on the Mark 12 Centurion chassis, which a few key differences here, which to the real thing should be on a Mark 3, or the original prototype was on a Mark 3. And the biggest difference with that is the back of the vehicle has a great big extended piece of armoured plate where it has an added fuel cell, or a bigger fuel tank basically at the back, which the Mark 3 hull doesn't have. So to restore it on the hull that it's currently sat on, that you've all seen outside Bovington Tank Museum, would be completely wrong, totally the wrong chassis. That turret was never put on that chassis, just Bovington just didn't have anything else to put it on, so that's why it's on that. So we're actually going to mount it to the correct chassis, which I happen to have. We're going to adapt the chassis to be historically accurate to the photos and videos we actually have of the FV4005 when they were testing it when it was an experimental vehicle in the early 50s. Can you tell anything else of that?
What do you think, Ted?
What do you think, Ted?
No? I'm bored.
Quite pleased, all of them actually came out really well, so no snapped off ones, so we'll let them cool, we'll put them in a lin bin, and then we'll start lifting each individual one off, put it on a pallet. These are also going to have to be redesigned slightly, because on the 4005 these are just flat, they don't have these buffer
all the
strips.
ridges, all the rubber bits, do
so
they?
all of that's going to have to be cut off neat to the hull, but that's not a problem. That can be done when they're off. So right, let's get to it. Okay, so those that are new here, we did actually get this Mark III hull running earlier on in the year. This is us bump starting it with the old Houghton. Right, are we on fire? Or is it just burning oil? Yeah, well, I reckon we've got a knackered ring. I think we've got a knackered ring and liner, probably a knackered piston. on this side. Oh. Wonder if this side's on the same. Nah. This side's cool. That side's burning serious oil. Serious oil for it to do that. Right, so if anyone's never seen the bowels of a Centurion, this is one that looks like it's been used as a hardcore heap, but this is it with the decks off. So we've got fuel tank this side, right next to a burning hot exhaust manifold, and the other side under a little tiny Morris 1000 engine that works, a big generator which powers the turret, and it also shares the same water system. So the little engine, you generally would start that up first. That will then pump warm water around the main engine on a cold day, and also it's a big generator, so it puts a lot of power in the batteries to help start. Or when they were running these things, they had like, well, I think they did have 12-volt batteries. I've progressed, but in the early days they had a load of 6-volt batteries. So batteries were poor, so you needed a big generator like that to give the electric start all the help it needed. So under that little donkey engine there's another petrol tank which someone's actually removed. So that's good. This vehicle's only ever running off this one. Because it's a Mark III hull, it doesn't have the extended fuel tank at the rear. When we use Centurions for our own personal use, I always like to use the rear fuel tank for obvious reasons. Fire, and that's the furthest away from the fire. We won't be able to do that in this, and I'm not happy with running tanks in the engine bay. They also evaporates the petrol because it's next to something hot, which when they use 2 gallons to the mile as it is, you don't need any help with the petrol disappearing or evaporating. So what I'm going to actually do is take a Centurion ARV, Armoured Recovery Vehicles fuel tank, which actually will fit nicely in the front here, and there is actually a genuine fuel filler cap ready to accept that. So I know it's nearer the driver, but there isn't anything flammable there to catch fire really. So I think that's what I'm going to do on this to make it as safe as we possibly can. So you've got your oil cooler for the main engine. You've got 2 big air cleaners, oil bath air cleaners. And then working your way to the back, you've got a Merritt Brown 5-speed gearbox. Is it 5-speed or is it 6-speed? Can't remember. You've got 2 reverse, high reverse, low reverse. You've got a 3-plate clutch there. It weighs about 1/4 of a ton. You've got the cooling fans that run off the main engine. And then basically you've got your steering bands. So that's that one and that one. So when you pull left, it actually is opposite. So when you pull left, it's actually putting this one on. When you pull right, it's actually putting that one on. And then you've got your main brake. So when you put your foot brake on, that actually operates that drum and that drum. So it's all drum brakes, all simple. And most of it's going to have to come out. Then obviously you've got your 2 giant radiators that cool both engines. And anyway, first thing we're going to do is start at the back and then work our way forward, taking everything out on the way. It looks like there's a hell of a lot going on here. What you found? You found any treasures?
No treasures so far.
Ooh, nice, good access to the clutch now.
It is, isn't it? Dead easy to get at. That's going to be my next thing to take out once I've took the 2 water pipes.
Those pipes are actually really good condition. They're not rusty at all.
They are in very good condition. Every now and then I fall apart.
I need your love tonight.
Right, hold that there. Hold that thought. I think it is getting cataracts. Just just go up a touch.
Ready?
Yeah. accelerator with the GUE. Good beeping machine on that forklift, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Pretty inconsistent, that's all I'd say.
Come on.
Oh boy. Sweet. That's a really broken bit.